Hello students. Our today's topic is mechanism of photosynthesis. In previous classes, we discussed that photosynthesis is the event of production organic food material from inorganic raw substances. Photosynthesis mechanism occurs in two phases. First phase is known as light reaction. It is also known as photochemical phase. This light reaction is completely depends on sunlight. Without sunlight, this process won't happen. And this light reaction occurs in chloroplast. And the exact location of chloroplast is grana or thylakoid. So in thylakoid or maybe a detail grana, this site is actually the light reaction site. So the light reaction phase or the photochemical phase occurs in the grana of chloroplast. The second process is known as dark reaction. It is also known as biosynthetic phase. Dark reaction occurs in stroma of chloroplast or the matrix or liquid part of chloroplast, and it won't need sunlight. So the light reaction requires sunlight and it occurs in grana of chloroplast. And the second phase, dark reaction or biosynthetic phase, occurs in stroma and it don't need sunlight. Now let's discuss these phases one by one. So we will first talk about the light reaction or the photochemical phase of photosynthesis. As I said earlier that this reaction occurs in grana or thylakoid of chloroplast. First process in this light reaction is, or the first key event of this light reaction is activation of chlorophyll. First event is activation of chlorophyll. Activation of chlorophyll or the chlorophyll activate when the sunlight or the visible light of sun entrapped by this chlorophyll. So in the visible light of sun, the chlorophyll is activated, and this activated chlorophyll results in the second key event that is known as photolysis or splitting of water molecule. So if we discuss what is photolysis, photolysis is the event where water molecule is split by the activation of chlorophyll. So two atoms of water or two molecules of water splits into 4 hydrogen protons. It also generates 4 electrons and it all produced O2 as a byproduct, and this O2 is known as the byproduct of photosynthesis reaction, and it is released into atmosphere. It's a very important question that what material or what thing is produced as a byproduct in photosynthesis reaction. So O2 is produced as a byproduct in this photosynthesis reaction, and the protolysis of water formed 4 molecules of hydrogen, 4 electrons and O2, and this free oxygen released into atmosphere via the stomatal opening or the stomatal pores. Our third key event is formation of ATP or the energy molecule from ADP. Cells have ADP molecule in it. ADP is known as adenosine diphosphate. It combines with inorganic phosphate and energy produced in the photolysis process, and it results the formation of ATP. So ADP combines with inorganic phosphate and energy produced in photolysis process and results in the formation of ATP molecule, which this ATP molecule actually helps in later process or the dark reaction. And the last key event of light reaction is reduction of NADP or nicotinamide adenine diphosphate, reduction of NADP. So the protons, that is hydrogen protons and electrons produced in this photolysis process help in the process of reduction of NADP. So NADP plus 2 hydrogen protons plus 2 electrons forms 1 molecule of NADPH plus H plus. So NADP reduced to NADPH, and also 1 proton of hydrogen also forms in this reaction, and the formation of ATP molecule that formed in this light reaction and also the NADPH molecule, these two molecules actually or these two compounds helps in the next phase or the dark reaction phase. So if we discuss the key events of light reaction, we will found 4 key events in this light reaction. First one is activation of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll entrapped the visible lights of sun and it gets activated. The activated chlorophyll helps in breakdown of water molecule to hydrogen protons and electrons. The third event is formation of ATP via ADP, and the last is reduction of NADP to form the NADPH molecule. Next phase or the dark phase occurs in the stroma. So the next event is dark reaction. In this dark reaction, actually the glucose is formed. Dark reaction occurs in the stroma of chlorophyll. So, in the first event of this dark reaction, CO2 combines with a molecule, that is RuBP, to form phosphoglyceric acid. Dark reaction, or the chains of dark reactions, are discovered by a scientist known as Kelvin. Full name is Melvin Kelvin, and by his name it is also known as Kelvin's cycle. So the reactions of dark phase is also known as Kelvin cycle, because the scientist Melvin Kelvin discovered all the reactions of dark phase. So according to his name, or by his name, this reaction is also known as Kelvin cycle. So in this Kelvin cycle or the dark reaction, the first what happens? CO2 combines with RuBP. RuBP means ribulose bisphosphate. So CO2 combines with RuBP to form two molecules of PGA, means phosphoglyceric acid, and with the help of an enzyme known as Rubisco, ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase. The full form of RuBP is ribulose bisphosphate. Rubisco means ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase, and the full name of PGA is phosphoglyceric acid. So in dark reaction, CO2 first combines with ribulose bisphosphate that present in plant cell or green parts of plant cell or in stroma. So carbon dioxide combines with RuBP, and with the help of Rubisco. What is Rubisco? Rubisco is an enzyme. So with the help of Rubisco, it forms two molecules of PGA, that is phosphoglyceric acid. The next reaction, the phosphoglyceric acid combines with ATP and NADPH2. So next reaction, PGA or the phosphoglyceric acid combines with ATP, and the reduction of PGA happened by NADPH2 that produced in the light reaction phase. This ATP and NADPH2 are actually produced in the light reaction phase. So PGA combines with ATP and NADPH2 to form gap glyceraldehyde phosphate plus NADP plus ADP, means NADP and ADP is again formed in this reaction, and inorganic phosphate is also produced in this reaction. So PGA is reduced by NADPH2 with the help of ATP to form one molecule of gap, means glyceraldehyde phosphate, What is it? This is glyceraldehyde phosphate and NADP, ADP and inorganic phosphate again produced in this reaction. Some part of gap, not all the parts, some part of gap formed DHAP or dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Some part of gap or glyceraldehyde phosphate produced DHAP or dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and these two means gap and DHAP or dihydroxyacetone phosphate combines to form glucose or C6H12O6. So photosynthesis reaction is actually a chain of reactions or combination of many reactions, and in the last or final product produced is glucose. From water and carbon dioxide, glucose is produced in the process of photosynthesis. Next class we will discuss about the significance of photosynthesis and the factors that affect photosynthesis. Excess of glucose is stored as starch in plant body, and when required, starch is again converted to glucose and the plant utilize this glucose as per their need. So thank you so much for today's video.